Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
Finance and Economics, November 19, 1900 America, New York. As housing costs rocket, governments take aim at large investors. The approach is politically expedient, but it may not make housing cheaper. Finance and Economics, November 19, 1900 America, New York. The case of the curiously quiescent inflation rate. As consumer prices rise across much of the world, inflation in Japan stays stubbornly low. Finance and Economics, November 19, 1900 America, New York. Frequent flyer schemes provide airlines with a lifeline. Many carriers are using them as collateral. Finance and Economics, November 19, 1900 America, New York. Germany grapples with weird ways to dodge its debt brake. The constitutional ceiling on borrowing is inspiring all sorts of wheezes. Finance and Economics, November 19, 1900 America, New York. The violence in Ethiopia imperils an impressive growth record. Of all the countries in Africa, it came closest to mimicking the Chinese model.
Forex Live, November 19, 721 America, New York. USD, JPY drop extends, turns negative on the week. USD, JPY falls further to 113.61. Its lowest since the 10th of November, but compounding the latest drop today is the plunge in bond yields as well, with ECB rate hike bets being scrapped in Europe while Treasury yields are also falling sharply. Forex Live, November 19, 714 America, New York. BOE's pill. Some patience will be required before inflation returns to 2%. Remarks by BOE chief economist Hugh Pill. At this point, I'm not even sure which side of the needle is he arguing his point from. But I reckon it is more of the case that he is referring to the long-term view, whereby the latest episode is still regarded as transitory and more lasting factors such. Forex Live, November 19, 704 America, New York. PBOC reaffirms that will continue to implement stable monetary policy. Remarks by the Chinese Central Bank. The typical remarks by the PBOC, and nothing new in terms of language, thus reaffirming their stance despite ongoing concerns surrounding the property market and the COVID-19 situation in general across the country. Forex Live, November 19, 657 America, New York. AUD, USD threatens a drop towards September lows as trendline support looks to crack. AUD, USD down 0.6% on the day to 0.7236. Currently the downside push in the pair is continuing as sellers keep near-term control, and the latest risk aversion episode in European trading is helping to exacerbate the momentum.
Daily FX Market News. November 19, 6:53 America, New York. US WTI crude, CLC1, Alibaba, BABA, and AMP. USD, TRY, FinTwit trends to watch. An exponential rise in market volatility this week created FinTwit havoc, with European COVID-19 cases hurting growth prospects reflective in crude oil prices, Turkey's rate decision creating M Avenue.
Wall Street Journal Markets, November 19, 6:51 America, New York. Roblox, Intuit, Farfetch, Lucid. What to watch when the stock market opens today. Intuit lifted its financial forecast. Farfetch shares plunged after it missed sales expectations.
New York Times Business, November 19, 6:33 America, New York. Japan approves a $490 billion stimulus package. The move, announced on Friday, is an attempt by the country's newish prime minister to revive an economy battered by COVID restrictions and a supply chain crunch. Last month in Tokyo, Japan announced a partial easing of border restrictions earlier this month and has already lifted virtually all restrictions on its economy.
Daily FX Market News. November 19, 6:30 America, New York. GBP, USD outlook. Sterling propped up by data but US dollar strength controls cable. Positive UK retail sales data are helping sterling push forward, but the US dollar is running the show against a range of USD pairs, including GBP, USD.
Forex Live, November 19, 604 America, New York. Stocks regain a bit of poise ahead of North American trading. Nasdaq futures hit record highs. The earlier declines from the lockdown fears in Europe are being paired a little with the Stoxx 600 index now seen up by 0.1% again.
BBC News Business. November 19, 6 o'clock America, New York. HS2. Grant Shapps box at betrayal claims over scrapped rail plan. The Transport Secretary says the vast majority of train journeys will be faster amid backlash.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. November 19. 5:30 America New York, get these 2021 tax breaks before they're gone. Making the most of these tax code changes before year-end could reduce what you owe the IRS next April. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. November 19. 5:30 America New York, Fed programs have kept finance flowing to fossil fuels. Oil and gas companies have logged record amounts of private sector financing since the Federal Reserve's 2020 interest rate cuts and corporate bond buying programs.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 19. 5:30 America New York, your index fund has diamond hands. Active managers struggle to beat index funds, but they have the advantage of being able to dump obviously overvalued meme stocks, while the latter can't.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. November 19. 5:30 America New York, business group challenges Lina Khan's agenda at FTC. U.S. Chamber of Commerce asserts the Federal Trade Commission is overstepping authority under Khan, who has defended her actions. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. November 19. 5:30 America New York, the best work from home or office gadgets, boring but useful gifts for hybrid life. Work has changed, and so has our gear. Our personal tech columnists recommend headphones, printers, cord organizers and other gadgets they rely on for the new work anywhere reality.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 19. 5:30 America New York, chip stocks soar as shortage persists. The semiconductor supply crunch has been bad news for car buyers and many manufacturers, but great for investors in chip makers whose share prices have surged. Wall Street Journal Markets. November 19. 5:30 America New York, get these 2021 tax breaks before they're gone. Making the most of these tax code changes before year-end could reduce what you owe the IRS next April. Wall Street Journal Markets. November 19. 5:30 America New York, Fed programs have kept finance flowing to fossil fuels. Oil and gas companies have logged record amounts of private sector financing since the Federal Reserve's 2020 interest rate cuts and corporate bond buying programs.
Forex Live. November 19. 5:05 America New York, where art thou, SNB? Your CHF breaks critical support in fall to its lowest since July 2015. If there is one central bank that is going to be least satisfied with today's moves, it has to be the SNB, as we see your CHF fall past key support at 1.0500 in European trading.